Hi, Leo. Welcome into a brief next 48-hour tarot reading for you. I hope you're doing well. We're going to begin and pull from the Halloween Oracle and then pull some tarot. But before beginning your reading, I did hear the interesting message of, with what you know, you will prevail. With what you know, you will prevail. And so you may be thinking about a change, certain levels of success for the future, the ups and downs of your path moving forward. It could be in regards to a goal that you're looking to and are destined to fulfill, to exceed, whether it's financial or otherwise. But they were saying, remember, everything happens when it's meant to. But I feel like either way, there's just a reminder or maybe an informing for a select few. You will prevail with what you know, with what you're doing and preparing, and will even more so achieve and put effort towards moving forward. So let's pull some oracle. Good start. I'm hearing you're meant to succeed. Period. All right. To begin for Leo for the next 2 days. For Leo. Okay. Control happiness in our hearts and homes. The zombie and the hearth card, as well as joy, rejoicing in the present. That came out in reverse, but I'm putting in the upright. And the underworld card. All right, two of which that came out in Taurus's reading. But okay, let's start with the joy card, because that was very interesting that it came out in reverse. And then I was pushed to intuitively and by spirit to put this in the upright. Now I feel like there's a focus on, for some drawn to the reading, the fact that recently, rewinding back, not so happy, right? Unsatisfied, unfulfilled, at least to a certain extent, and now things are feeling more joyful. There's feeling like a shift in your energy, your perspective, your feeling in one way, if not multiple ways, maybe in regards to a situation or two that you have at hand currently. And this might have been kind of sparked, or that switch up in your energy field took place, and your perspective took place about a day or two before this period, or it could be, of course, within this 48-hour period for you. But you're being pushed to recognize that things aren't horrible currently. Yeah, they're not perfect, but the next 2 days shows you evidence that you, one, deserve this joy when doing what feels mundane, repetitive. But I feel like you are recognizing that you can enjoy yourself until things improve, or until things switch up for you, all right, however that looks for you, or until you fulfill that goal. You might even find that something you've been doing for a while, there's a new spark of joy when doing it, a sort of a respark of passion, if you will. And I'm getting kind of a showy vibe about you at certain points, but then it's you not feeling like you need to overdo it. It's just natural given your Leo energy. What you do makes you happy, and you deserve that once again. And so I feel like there's also a focus on, if you look at the leaves, times along your path within your life and in the next 48 to go even smaller, where you need to release, all right? Release that pent up energy, release a habit or two, or start to. Taking steps towards that. Thinking about a big release for the future when it comes to an ending and a new beginning, potentially. All right. Thinking about the money that you're spending and the money that you're saving. But yeah, leading us to the underworld card, where all things pause and begin again. All right. And so I feel like you think, too much at times, and that might be partly due to spirit speaking through you. Speaking, to you through your thoughts. But I feel like all the meanwhile, you might find that there's a focus on you feeling drawn to watch certain content, whether it's tarot readings, a specific show or movie, a different type of YouTube video or two. You scrolling through social media, and certain posts just feel so coincidental, but it's not. You're very much guided and intuitive at this time and in general. But you're going to be thinking in the next 48 about where things are pausing at this time and about to begin again. Thinking about how you've chosen to switch things up in the past in one category of your life, if not fully. How you, for some, left things, a lot of things behind, and had to just kind of adjust and adapt and reacquire in a lot of ways. But I feel like this strengthened you and taught you a lot. And you may be thinking about your path and how it makes me think about where I've moved, like all around the country, bounced around, and how if I didn't make some of those sporadic changes, adjustments, even though they were more spiritually guided and intuitively guided all the meanwhile, I wouldn't have reconnected with certain people, met certain other people, achieved this or that, or experienced and learned this and that. Does that make sense? So just the ups and downs, the all-arounds, and purposefulness of your path and choices absolutely coming to be. And the purposefulness of the pauses and beginnings and endings all the meanwhile. Putting those two aside, where is our control, my friend? All right, you may want more control over the way people live, work, you name it, over how something is energy-wise, but it's all about you realizing that, or remembering where your control does lie is quite powerful as long as you zone in on that. You don't let your lack of control get the best of you or adjust your happiness, your joy all the meanwhile, because it's about making the best until the best, and recognize that when you utilize your control to your advantage in a smart, strategic way, right, you're going to find joy comes to be. It feels like a lot of which are playing a bit of a waiting game or a progress game or a bit of both until something switches up for you. But there's a focus on that, your happiness once again, within your heart, how happy you are at home, okay? You may be thinking about different home situations for you, residential situations where you were happy and where you weren't, and where it sort of fluctuated or was a bit of both, a bit of that in between to an extent. Whether you realize it or not, this is preparing you for a switch up within that this continuing situation where you're living, or it could be a preparation for a new moving situation for the future, okay? But let's pull some tarot. Let's pull some tarot. What else do we have for Leo for the next 2 days? The Page of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, the Tower, and the Hermit card. Kind of heavy energy, but I feel like all the meanwhile, it's you learning more about where you didn't fit in, where you weren't meant to fit in. Maybe currently where you're not meant to fit in, but also maybe learning more about what you don't have and why you don't have it currently, but what you're meant to gain moving forward. You may have felt like you were left out in the cold or ripped out of a situation so quickly, but Spirit's saying you're protected, you're guided, and you're learning more about what is meant to switch up and change moving forward. But it feels like in the midst of you being a leader and guiding yourself and potentially other people, maybe your alone time tying into this. You're thinking about a tower moment from the past and when you desire potentially, but is meant to come to be more so for the future. Keep guiding yourself towards what feels intuitively right. You may not realize or understand fully or all why it's right for you, but it is. When you as a Leo feel something so strongly, feel that guidance, that pull, that tug, if you will, or that push even towards something and away from something else, it's absolutely going to change your life for the better. So you need to trust this. There's an urgency, there's a passion about your energy at certain points and a lack of that at other points. And I just feel like this is happening for a multitude of reasons, but will come into play and be utilized quite efficiently. Anyways, the Knight of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles, there's a combination of you at certain points feeling grounded and motivated and just that action being put forth towards more for yourself, towards progress. So those two intertwining and gaining you abundance with the Six of Pentacles in between. But there are going to be certain moments in the next 48 where you have just this Queen of Pentacles grounded sort of energy, knowing your worth and focused on your on levels of gain, right? Wanting to get closer to something. But then there are other points where you're simply just more motivated, more action oriented, less grounded. And so Spirit's saying, how do we get in this moment, this state of being, how do we get back to combining these two, intertwining these energies, regaining that grounded way of being, or simply embodying the Queen of Pentacles energy once again? Either way, you're going to be gaining abundance, okay? But the next 48 pushes you to recognize you're in the driver's seat, or to remember this. when it comes to how you go about accomplishing, approaching, readjusting, right? But either way, my friend, there's abundance to be gained in the next 48, and I feel like people are going to want to give to you, whether it's compliments, praise, reassurance, donations, tips, stuff of that nature. All right, opportunity potentially. But the next 48 reminds you that you deserve, once again, this ultimate happiness, rather. Okay, you deserve to feel a release come to be, to feel lighter. And you deserve to recognize or to remember that things are working out in your favor and that there are changes on the horizon that are going to affect your Leo world for the better and allow for you to be a part of such a beautiful evolving path for yourself. And I just feel like there are going to be times when you feel like you're overwording things, overdoing it, but everything's purposeful, on point. And I feel like the next 48 overall, if you take a step back, it's going to feel really rewarding, really good, and really joyful for you. All right? So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy the next 48, and I'll definitely see you next time.